Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here. Oh, excuse me. My eyes are watering. It is cold out here. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we're in Rochester, New York. One of the last days I'll be spending in Rochester in some time. I was gonna come over here by the waterfall, by High Falls, and talk to you guys. Now, normally I like to come down here and walk along the bridge, but take a look at this. Yeah, normally when I come down here to downtown Rochester, I like to kind of take you guys down here where we can chat by the waterfall. And usually I walk along this bridge here. I've done quite a few walks along this bridge. Apparently that's not an option currently, because they've removed the walkway here. Normally you can walk from here all the way across to the other side of the city there, but you can see there's actually no ground at all over there. It's just this trestle. So I don't know, they got this closed off here. I don't know if they're just redoing it, if they're making the walkway, if they're eliminating the walkway, but man, I did definitely wanted to go for one more walk on the bridge before I left town, but yeah, not currently an option. So our days here are numbered in Rochester. Day after tomorrow is when the U-Haul gets packed up, when all of Jen's stuff and my stuff that is at Jen's comes down to North Carolina. We'll be making the big trip in a big scary U-Haul, and yeah, I just wanted to say goodbye to Rochester. Last night, actually, just got back in last night. Drove, visited my mom in the Chicagoland area, Valparaiso, Indiana. We drove back to Rochester last night. If you watched yesterday's video, we cut through Michigan, stopped off in Farmington Hills to visit Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum, and then from there we crossed the border, drove through Canada. Didn't do any stops in Canada, but it's actually faster if you're going from Detroit to this area. It's actually faster to cut through Canada. And yeah, we got in pretty late last night. It was probably, gosh, it was probably almost 5 a.m. when we got in last night. There was some snow, some bad weather, kind of slowed us down, and of course stopping at Marvin's slowed us down. But yeah, when we finally rolled into Rochester last night, I don't know if I was just sleep deprived, I don't know if it was something else, but man, I started to get a little teary-eyed. I'm just so used to rolling into Rochester after a long trip. If I've been on the road for a while, I finally find a way to set aside a little time, and I'll drive up here and come see Jen. And you know, I always remember rolling into Rochester, seeing the buildings, seeing the Kodak building back there, some of the other familiar buildings along the skyline, and knowing that for at least a little while that I'm going to be home, that I'm going to be able to spend some time with Jen. Yeah, and to think that that was the last time. I mean, Jen was with me, but just to think that that's one of the last times, not one of the last times we're rolling into Rochester. Obviously, I will be back. I always come back, but it's kind of a big change in my life. It was, you know, almost 2 years ago that I was separated from my ex-wife, Christy, and you know, normally when people get separated, you know, if someone moves out of their home because of a separation, normally in that situation, that person would go rent an apartment or get somewhere to stay. Because of my job, because it's my job to travel, I pretty much decided I'm just gonna travel. I'm just gonna travel until the divorce is finalized, until all the property stuff is dealt with, until I kind of have a better picture of what's going on. I was going to just stay on the road. But yeah, but then I met Jen, and she lived up here in Rochester. So while I consider myself to pretty much be purely nomadic for the past 2 years, if I had a home, it would be here in Rochester. Now, like I said, the weather here, as I stand here, I am freezing to the bone. But yeah, I said, you know, once I visited here a few times, I told Jen, I really do not want to settle down in Rochester. I really don't want to make this my permanent home for a variety of reasons. One being the weather. I am spoiled. I like having my home in North Carolina, where the weather is moderate. But also I like having my home in North Carolina because it is near my children. I like having my home in North Carolina because it's a very centralized location. Within 2 days I can get to anywhere on the East Coast. Pretty much anywhere east of the Mississippi I can get to in 2 days from my house. So I really wanted that centralized location. That's one thing, and probably the reason that I didn't spend as much time here in Rochester as I probably could have, is that it's just a little isolated up here. Of course, been going to Canada a lot, doing Niagara Falls, been doing stuff in this area, but just to get to other areas, to bop around, get down to Florida, to get to you know, different places that I visit, it's been difficult to be able to just hop around like I did before. So usually I would wait till I had like a week or 4 or 5 days to come up here and spend with Jen. Walking alongside this park here. I think this park is relatively new. I don't know if this is part of the improvements. Maybe this is part of why the bridge is closed. Maybe they're trying to improve everything. But last time I was here, this ramp was not open. They have like a viewing platform here for the waterfall, so that's pretty fun. Let's go take a peek, see if we get a nice view of the waterfall from up here, since we can't see it from the bridge like we normally do. Okay, this is actually a pretty great view up here of Rochester. I'm actually glad this is open. That is, oh, that is so cold. That is so pretty. That waterfall is so pretty, but I'm actually like being misted right now. Oh, good golly. I wish it was warmer, but it's a beautiful view. You can see the Rochester skyline there. There's the Kodak building over that way. That's the bridge I normally walk along, but again, that is closed. But a gorgeous view of the falls here. Quite beautiful. See kind of a waterfall mural here on the ground. You got the barrels here. People go over the falls on barrels. Almost like a little miniature version of Niagara Falls up here. Oh boy. Yeah, let's get down off this platform here. Ooh, yeah, the fall's blowing right on me. That's cold. Beautiful, but cold. Whew. This makes me anxious to get back to North Carolina. This weather. We have waterfalls in North Carolina where I live too. But wow. Yeah, so Rochester. Last night came in and just had that sadness that, wow, like in some ways this has become my home. And it really has. Like, I've spent more time here than anywhere else as far as like being in one place. You know, I moved around. I would stay at my mom's in Indiana sometimes, in northern Indiana. I would stay, you know, sometimes for a few days in my old house in the guest bedroom. And then I would come up here. It was kind of like this triangle, and I would try to film stuff in between on the way, kind of hop around, you know, help me save money on hotel rooms too, to be able to have that triangle I could hop around in. But now the triangle is broken. We'll no longer have Rochester as a place to relax, to have some downtime. But you know, in the end, I think it is a great positive to have Jen in North Carolina, where I can see her more, where I can just hop back and see her for a few days before I go on to somewhere else. And yeah, just up here was so hard getting up here. to see her. But yeah, I don't know, it's funny. I guess that's what they say, isn't it? You don't know what you've got until it's gone. And I never really considered Rochester, New York to be my home until 2 days before I was supposed to leave here forever. Like I said, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll come through this area because I always come back. But yeah, something about it. So, and yeah, just it's crazy to me too that the move came up this fast. Like I said, 2 days ago we were in Indiana with my mom. I was in Florida probably less than 2 weeks ago. I move around a lot, but trying to get this move in between everything has been quite challenging. We figured this out. I was like, okay, me and Jen trying to figure out when my schedule was open. We came upon this time, the very end of November. Somehow, we thought that scheduling it in between the wedding that me and Jen went to, in between Thanksgiving, somehow that seemed like a good idea at the time. And that's kind of how my planning works a lot of the time. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I'll map out this grand plan to go on this grand road trip, and I just don't realize, like, I don't schedule myself any downtime. I just assume that driving 9 hours a day is gonna be fine, and I end up rushing and racing, just trying to keep up with my own schedule that I set for myself. Wow. You can see over there the Rochester skyline behind those trees. This would be a delightful place to have a picnic if it wasn't so cold. I can feel that waterfall, like I'm standing too close to the waterfall as it is. But I will definitely remember my walks here downtown, kind of my go-to, either walking down the bridge over there. Sometimes I go to the other side of the road there and walk along the waterfall that way. But yeah, gonna be leaving Rochester behind. I imagine, like, oh my gosh, I imagine Jen's going through, it's a huge deal for her. She's been documenting the move on her YouTube channel. If you want to check her YouTube channel out, it's Jenny Penny on YouTube, and she's been documenting some of her moving. She showed some of her favorite local stuff. She's lived in Buffalo and Rochester, kind of the western New York area, her whole life, and this is gonna be a big move for her. I hope she enjoys it. I think she will. I think she'll like being in North Carolina. I think the warm weather will be good for her health. I you know, just selfishly, I'm just happy that I'll be able to see her more, that she'll be nearby, that I'll feel like I really have a home base, and her help. She's been such a huge help over the past 2 years, you know, helping with different aspects of the channel, kind of behind the scenes, helping me mail stuff out. It's been an absolute blessing, you know, to have her help, and yeah, it's been a process. This has been like 2 years in the making, and in 2 days, it's gonna be doing the long haul from here to North Carolina. We got tomorrow we go pick up the U-Haul. Then the next morning, the movers are coming to pack the house, or to pack the house into the U-Haul, and then we will begin our final descent down south. Now, one thing I do need to do before I go is, before we drive all the way back down to North Carolina again, is I need to change my oil. Got that oil message on, now I get a lot of oil changes, so you can see the sticker there. My last oil change was in October 19th, just a little bit over a month ago, and I already have to get a new oil change. I put a lot of miles here on the old car. Let's see, what is the mileage? I have 139,543 miles on the car. I bought this car in I think near the end of 2020, so I've had it a few years. Then of course earlier this year it had a good 4.5 month break when it was in the shop. So yeah, I put some miles on. So yeah, it's about once a month I have to change the oil in my car, and it tends to happen at the most inconvenient times. This actually isn't that bad because I'm actually in Rochester. A lot of times it's just when I'm in some random area. Usually it's not too hard. You can find like a oil change place that does quick oil changes that takes walk-ins. I know I had a hard time one time. I think it was in California where I just could not find a place to do an oil change. I think I actually had to start driving back east before I could actually, they were like wanted to like book it like a week in advance or something, and I was like, I don't know. But here in Rochester, never had a problem. Never had a problem getting the oil changes done. It's just always, it's like usually when I'm like just starting a big road trip that it's like ding ding ding, get the little alert there. And I know like you can let it go a little further, but as much as I drive, I kind of try to do what's recommended. Guy came out here and added about $100 onto it with little bonus things. I don't know anything about cars, so usually I just like do what it takes. Whatever little thing you want to sell me, I'll take, because as much as I drive, I just try to get all my ground covered. I don't know anything about cars. Like, it's embarrassing how little I know about cars. So I kind of have to take their word for it. It might be smart. I know my son started doing his own oil changes. I don't know if I could do that. I'm not mechanically inclined, so I'll rely on them to do the oil changes for me. Oh, it looks like they're switching out the sticker from here, so maybe we're about ready to go. All right, that should last us a good month. So yep, Jen has gotten everything packed up while I've been out on the road filming. Although she did want me to pack up Marshall, so I'm gonna have to get Marshall back in his box. I do think he may be on permanent display at the new house. I'd hate for him to be just regulated to Halloween. Of course, Stenchy's going. I don't know if I'm going to put him outside or inside. We'll figure something out. Got the cat carriers ready. You ready to go, Cammy? Cammy's lived in New York. Oh, she is ready to go. All right. We're not going another 2 days, Cammy. I know you're excited to move to North Carolina. She's lived in New York her whole life. This is Jen's cat, Cammy, that she had when we met. My cat Scarlet lives here too. But I don't know where she is right now. She likes to hide. Which one do you like better, Cammy? Which carrier do you pick? That one. You know what I mean? You're gonna be in there for like 12 hours. Make sure it's nice and cozy. Yeah, Jen's been hard at work getting everything packed up. All her toys and collectibles, all my collectibles and oddities. She's been putting them in boxes. Yeah, a lot of her toys are up there, as well as my stuff. Stuff that I've obtained over the past 2 years, kind of mixed in with Jen's, packed in these boxes. You see some of her toys packed back in there. Like I said, she's been documenting some of the moving on her channel, Jenny Penny. Pack that treadmill up. Oh yeah, everything. See, it kind of gave me, when we got home last night, I'd seen the house packed up when I stopped here before, but just made me made me a little sad seeing everything packed up in this house, this apartment we're gonna be leaving here in 2 days. It's our last 2 days in this apartment. Like I said, you don't know what you got till it's gone. I just, I was so eager to get Jen down to North Carolina, and I still am, but I just think about like all the times, it's been 2 years, spending time together in this apartment, collecting things, and just this was my home. As much as I was away, I was here more than anywhere else, And when I came home, sometimes we go out do things, but I travel so much. I see so many things. I do so many things that I think one of my favorite things to do was just hang out here on this couch and watch movies. So many good times watching movies. For Halloween, watched Ghoulies and Critters movies. Watched some classic horror movies like Psycho. Sitting right here. Yeah, these will be the couches that will go into the living room of our new place in North Carolina. I got the couch, the love seat. I think we decided we're gonna get rid of this weird circle chair here. This thing basically, it just becomes a dumping ground. Everything I throw everything. But dumping ground for me, I kind of just toss all my stuff when I show up. I toss my bags, stuff. You see, there's a pile of blankets there, and yeah, I think we're gonna get rid of that circular chair. You can't really sit on this. Like, let me show you guys. Like, it doesn't, like, you can't even like sit on it like a chair. You have to like curl up on it like you're a giant fetus in order to sit on it. It looks cozy. It looks fun. It's just, and it's huge. It takes up a lot of room. So I think this is getting left behind, and but these couches coming. These are like recliner couches. These are coming with us. Got all the shelves coming with us too. Yeah, just look at all these boxes. Jen's been hard at work. Oh, there's Scarlet. Hey, Scarlet. You excited about moving back home to North Carolina? You missed North Carolina? Been in New York for 2 years in the cold. I don't know, maybe you get to, she was an indoor outdoor cat in North Carolina. In New York, she's been indoors. You haven't gone outside in 2 years. Are you looking forward to maybe going out a little more? Or do you think you'll still stay inside and be an indoor cat? We were thinking about just trying to do indoor cats, because Cammy's never been an outside cat. So we have a little cat door, but we haven't decided if we're gonna leave it open. Hey, baby. Yeah, Jen, pretty early on into me and Jen dating, she decided to take Scarlet back to New York with her. Scarlet, wanna play with the shadow? See the shadow? She likes playing with shadows. See if I can get her to chase the shadow there. Oh, you're gonna get it? Get that shadow? Get that shadow? So getting away. Getting away. She has a laser. She has a laser she really likes to play with. I don't know where her laser is right now. Oh, go get that shadow. Go upstairs here. This is Jen's Funko Bunko. This was her office here, her home office, and then here's where she kept all her Funkos. Got it wrapped up in plastic right now, but she had all her Star Wars Funkos up there, and yeah, clothes there packed up. Yeah. What you doing, Scarlet? Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Yeah, so honestly, Scarlet. Honestly, yeah, feeling pretty emotional right now. I was not expecting this. I was just expected just to be so happy to get out of here. I've been so eager get back into my house in North Carolina, and to get Jen out of here. And I can only imagine, like I said, I can only imagine what she's going through. She never moved before. I've moved quite a bit. I've picked up my life and moved it when I was 18 years old. I moved to I was 18 or 19. I moved to North Carolina from Indiana and stayed there till I'm still a North Carolina resident. I never lost my residency, but wow, yeah, I'm gonna miss this place. Dang it, I didn't think I was gonna miss this place, but I really am. I don't know. It's probably more. It's exciting, very exciting. You know, putting together a new home, putting together a new life. But I just can't help it as I see this house, this apartment empty. Can't help but be a little emotional. Scarlet, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? She can't hold still. She just can't. Hey there, baby. Oh, don't fall. She's not good at holding still. She likes to crawl all over people and wiggle. She's real tiny. She's real tiny. She's 7 years old. She's just a tiny cat. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think because I've always moved, you know, I had several houses in North Carolina, but we're always moving kind of in the same area. Just, yeah, a feeling of surprising how much I think I'll miss Rochester, and definitely how much I'll miss this house, this apartment, because this has been a sanctuary. I think about it, it's been a sanctuary, because I'm out there on the road, driving 6-7 hours a day, filming all day, editing, and just constantly, you know, call Jen in the evenings. But just when I'm on the road, like, I don't know, my philosophy's always been, like, if I'm on the road, if I'm paying for hotel rooms, paying for gas, I need to make it count. Need to work as hard as I can. So when I'm here, you know, this is the place where I'll sleep. You know, I'll sleep in. I won't set my alarm. One of the few places I won't set my alarm. Sleep in. You know, get up. We'll get some dinner. Go out to eat. Watch some movies. And which I'm sure we'll do in North Carolina. I know. Hey, Scarlet. I know that there's not a lot of. That's one of the biggest bummers about being back in Waynesville, North Carolina. There's nothing to eat. There's only a few good restaurants that I really like there. Got near Asheville, about 30-45 minutes from Asheville. So go over there to eat, but still, you know, I'd love to have food a little closer. That's like the one downside. Like the one thing I'm dreading is not having more choice of food. There's so much food here. So much food here in Rochester, New York. I mean, anything delivered to the door any time of night. You can't get food past 9 o'clock in Waynesville. But yeah, good memories here. Some good memories within these walls. You know, you don't think about how attached you become to a place or how much those memories mean to you until you start to leave. So, wow, yeah, was not expecting to feel wistful and sad about leaving here, but it's definitely how I feel. So yeah, tomorrow we go pick up the U-Haul and you know, clear up any loose ends that we have here, and then the next day the movers are coming. They're gonna pack up the U-Haul. I think Jen is gonna drive the U-Haul. She volunteered. She said she'd driven a U-Haul before. She said she knows what she's doing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing driving a U-Haul. The terror terrifies me. Absolute idea terrifies me. I think it's a 26-foot truck, which seems really long. Is that like a semi? Is that how long a semi is? Hopefully all this stuff fits in that truck. And then we're gonna be driving down to North Carolina. I'll probably get in really late. I'll be driving separately in my car. We'll be heading down, and yeah, and then from there we set up the house and commence our new life together. You know, I'll probably be doing some vlogs about this big move, of course, you know, but I definitely will be getting back to visiting fun places. I know, you know, and I know these like these home vlogs, these personal vlogs, they're not everyone's cup of tea, and I don't expect them to be everyone's cup of tea. But as you see, I stopped at Marvin's last night. I will definitely always keep the heart and soul of this channel will be the traveling, will be the roadside attractions and the fun things like that. So I'll be back near Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge, which I feel like has grown in the past 2 years since I've not been there much. So I think I'll get a chance to dig back in there. And I am hoping to go on at least one trip in the month of December. I think Jen's gonna come along with me. And then in January, stay tuned, because we'll be doing our 3rd annual Choose My Adventure road trip. You know, last year it did not go smoothly. Maybe for my sake, maybe this year goes a little more smoothly, but I think you guys may be more entertained if it doesn't go smoothly. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for bearing with me while I'm going through this move, these big personal changes going through my life. You know, I figured you know, it limits what I can film and how far I can travel while I'm doing all this. So I figured I'd just take you guys along with me and show you how the move is going. But yeah, for tonight, Scarlet back there. Hey Scarlet, what are you doing? She's gonna be hard to catch. She does not like going in her carrier. She does not like being forced into a carrier. Does not like going to the vet. She doesn't like being told what to do. So it's gonna be hard to corral her together, but we'll find a way. We'll get her in there. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming along with me, and thank you for sharing these experiences with me. Until next time, this one's in the bag.